Well, it comes down to the players believing in each other. This program, it's never been about a single coach or a single player. It's been about the whole team.
Central Michigan, the MCHC champions.
It's not one individual. It's about this whole team and believing in each other and buying into your roles.
This is a really bitter loss for CMU, one that they desperately needed to win. An 11-4 final in favor of Notre Dame.
The third weekend out of the last 4 that Central Michigan has come away not having won a game.
Personally, I've never been in the situation before this far low, down in the rankings, but I know we can climb up to the top 16 if we just win.
But with the end must come the beginning. And so tonight a new era begins as former captain Brendan Martin begins his tenure behind the bench for CMU.
It's kind of a do or die moment for them, and they have to go out and play every game like it's their last, because it could be.
Here's McKenzie, and on Jones, oh, what a save! Lauren Jones!
3-on-3, here we go, Nathan Bottle, to Porzanic, scores! Hat trick, Andrew Porzanic! And tonight, they will knock off the number 2 team in the nation. Central Michigan upsets Missouri State.
We can't look at any team like they're much better than us or any worse than us. Just got to go into each game expecting to have a battle and do our best to get the win.
Works it up top for Baker. He's got room. Across. Scores! Sam Camilla! And CMU fends off the Michigan Flint Wolverines.
We're not going to back down from anyone. And really, we're just going to outwork them.
Central Michigan has turned the corner.
There's no excuses. You have to go and do your job and ultimately win the game.
The 10th anniversary season has been a rough and tumble road for the Chippewas, but in the end, they find themselves just outside the national tournament picture with 2 weekends left. Tonight, they step off the bus onto Grand Rapidian soil. They follow in the footsteps of their predecessors as they end the 10th season where the first began. Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside Patterson Ice Center alongside Devin Serra. My name is Reagan Cleaves, and we're happy to have you along this evening as the Central Michigan Chippewas, ranked number 17th for the third straight ranking period, coming to tonight and coming to Patterson Ice Center to take on the Davenport Panthers. Hi again, everybody. Happy to have you along with us. When Devin, CMU, again, with 2 weekends left, finds themselves just outside of the national tournament picture, 17th. They've got 3 games, possibly 4 left before the final rankings are submitted. What do they have to do to reach Boston?
Oh, it's simple, Reagan. They just have to win. And that sounds like a simple thing to say, in terms of what they can do in their schedule. But it's what they've got to do. Davenport, the final 2 games of the regular season, important. You cannot lose to this team that's outside of the top 25. And then going into the playoffs, the MCHC tournament, if they're going to play Oakland University that first round, which it looks like they will, whoever they play after that is going to be mightily important because it will be a top 16 opponent. If they can find a way to win in that game, those first 2 MCHC tournament games will matter for the standings. So they've got to find a way to win, but they've really got to find a way to bounce back after what was a tough outing against Michigan last week.
Indeed. Taking a look now at that Michigan game last time out, CMU started so very well in that hockey game. They got out to a 1-0 lead, 1 minute and 2 seconds into the hockey game with Owen Campbell batting home a rebound off a Ben Rychuk's shot. It was the goal was in the end credited to Ben Rychuk, but it was Owen Campbell banging home that rebound. But from there, it was all Michigan. They scored 5 straight goals, Devin. What does Central Michigan need to do to stop that from happening? It's happened the last couple of games.
Yeah, well, first of all, the bleeding starts, right, usually with the goaltender position. Now, you saw them pull Elijah Jones for Lauren Jones, who's actually come in and played a lot better. The whole story going into that Michigan series was, would Elijah Jones be able to substitute for Lauren Jones' struggles? And obviously that wasn't the case in that second game, but it's just a mental refocus, really. It's nothing more than that. They got to get back to their fundamentals, get back to playing their system. We talked to assistant coach Tyler Koth on the bus ride before this postgame, and he just mentioned that players just need to treat it as just another game, just another bounce back, okay, get themselves reset, because they have a good hockey team. They have a very good hockey team, especially with all the guys that got back from injury. Talking about guys like Kyle Chapman, Ben Rychuk, Jay Nadeau, and Keelan Baker. So they can be just fine if they just get back to playing their system. They've got 4 of the most important games. Basically, the entire year is the rest playoff games. This is a playoff game. The MCHC tournament's obviously a playoff game, and if they can do that, then they can find themselves in the top 16 and get to nationals.
Yeah, indeed, and it seems kind of silly now that last year, Devin, at this time, we were talking about the rest of the games being playoff games, but for CMU, they were well in the tournament at that point. They were the number 8 team in the nation, and that's where they were coming into the tournament, but now they're on the outside looking in, and it's even a more desperate chase than it was last year. Taking a look now at the MCHC East standings, Michigan sits alone at the top, and that's where they will be come the end of the year. 10-0-0-2 on the campaign. They did not go a single game without at least getting a point in division this season. They are the number 1 team in the MCHC East coming later on for that tournament later on. Lawrence Tech and Saginaw Valley still in the midst of a second, third place battle for the MCHC East division. 15 points has Lawrence Tech, and Saginaw has 14, so they are in a race for that one. Central Michigan has played all their games in division. They are 5-6-0-1 on the year. They have 11 points, and that's where they will finish. It's just a matter of how many Oakland can get, Devin. They are 1 point behind them with 2 games in hand. So if Oakland, as they will take on Lawrence Tech this weekend, if Oakland can scrape a point past Lawrence Tech in that series, Devin, it's a completely different playoff picture.
Yeah, it really is, because Oakland, notably, they were able to split with them, right? Number 14 team in the nation. If they are to see them that first round and have a way to beat them, that still matters. That's at least 1 or 2 spots that they can make up in the top 16 ranking, and even could see Oakland fall out if that's the case.
Yeah, indeed. The last 6 spots into the national tournament, 11 through 16, those are going to be hard fought through for the next couple of weeks, and that includes Oakland, as we mentioned, will play Lawrence Tech this coming weekend, and Illinois State will take on Michigan State and Missouri State, and that is a big one to watch, Devin, as Missouri State has had massive struggles through the last half of this season, starting with that Miami showcase back in the middle of January. And from there, they've had a tough road. They lost to, I believe it was Creighton in the MACHA playoffs, and they find themselves now 10th, all the way from 2nd, which they were in the last rankings. And as we mentioned, MCHC East playoffs will start next week, and CMU will be facing Oakland. It's just a matter of who is the home team in that game. Taking a look now at these 2 teams down on the ice, Davenport and CMU. Davenport has struggled throughout this season, Devin, 7-19-1, but CMU has arguably struggled as well, but not as much. Davenport is kind of a hard team to figure out. They've played some teams very close that you wouldn't necessarily expect. But what do you think? What do you expect out of Davenport here tonight?
Well, when you look at their top guys, that's really been the key for them. You know, Alex Brown, number 12, has been a notable goal scorer for them. 11 goals, 10 assists, 21 points, as well as Liam Simerson, who will be one of our players to watch coming up later. They're very reliant on their top guys as units, but overall they're a scrappy physical group. They have the most penalty minutes in the ACHA as a unit. One of their players will be one of our players to watch, has 88 on the year. That's mind-boggling, and we would know mind-boggling because we know Ben Rychuk, who takes a lot of penalties. The thing is, this is a hard-working physical team, just like CMU is, and they've been going toe-to-toe with some of the best. Lawrence Tech, I believe they only lost by 3 goals. They beat the number 12 team in the nation, Florida Gulf Coast, earlier this year at Florida. So they have some very big wins against ranked opponents, albeit not a lot, only 7 on the year. It's a key of tonight, their regular season finale. They want to go out with a bang because we know that this series, CMU's had their number. They've won the last 9 matchups against them. What better way would Davenport want than to spoil CMU's national title chances? Yeah, indeed, and you talk about Davenport spoiling CMU's national tournament
chances. This is no better time for Davenport to play a CMU team. Davenport comes into this weekend on a 3-game winning streak. They won their second game against Adrian and then swept Michigan State, including an overtime win last weekend. So Davenport has played very well as of late. CMU, on the other hand, only 4-4-0-2 in their last 10 games. So they have struggled mightily. They only have 1 win in their last 3 series. So this CMU team has struggled as of late, but they did manage to slip ahead of Oakland with a tie against Michigan.
Yeah, that was important, not just because of that. It kept them inside the rankings. It didn't allow them to drop it all, because that tie technically counts as an overtime win, I would say, or the equivalent, right? It doesn't matter that much for the standings, but it doesn't drop CMU, right? So coming into this weekend series, I mean, it's all about Central, as we mentioned before. Getting back to the fundamentals, getting back to their top line, cycling their units, okay? We've talked so much about the top line, Andrew Porzanic, Nathan Bottles, Hayden Flynn being excellent, but it's really about getting those second and third lines down low, taking care of the puck, not allowing Davenport easy chances.
Yeah, indeed. And Devin, earlier in this pregame show, you mentioned the struggles Davenport has had against this Central Michigan team. CMU has won the last 9 games against these Panthers, dating all the way back to the second series they ever played. But for CMU, this is a fitting way to end their 10th season. They started their first season with a road trip here to Davenport and Patterson Ice Center back in 2013. They were swept by the Panthers, going 0-2 on the weekend, but it's a fitting end to this 10th season of Chippewa hockey as they take on the Davenport Panthers back where it all started back in October of 2012. Taking a look now at our players to watch, Devin, we've got Charlie Hayes and Austin Ritter. Hayes has a career-high 18 points this season, and Ritter has as well. He's got 9 points once again.
Yeah, and well, Charlie Hayes, the captain, 1 of 2 with Keelan Baker this year. He leads defensemen in all point categories, and he's really been a stable backbone at that blue line for CMU, where they've, let's face it, struggled this year, especially with injuries to Braden Keel earlier in the year, and then Kyle Chapman missing that whole first semester, and then Keelan Baker had to play defense at sometimes, as well as Andrew Siraki. He's been the one piece, I'd say, that's been solidified for them back there, and he's proven why. It's a senior, weekend. We're celebrating them in our 10th season, right? So it's only fitting we put Charlie Hayes as one of our players to watch, as well as Austin Ritter, Reagan.
Yeah, indeed, Austin Ritter. He had a goal and assist in that 6-3 loss to Oakland, and he's really been a grinder on the lower lines for CMU this season.
Yeah, it really has been. And Austin Ritter, one of those players that doesn't score the most often, isn't always talked about on our broadcast as touching the puck. But what he does provide is that edge after the whistle. It's kind of like Ben Rydchuk. Keeps guys away from messing with his own players, and you love a guy with fire like that. That's the type of player you need on a championship caliber team. The question is, can he execute his role tonight and help his team to victory? Time will tell. No matter what, it's going to be a chippy fight, which leads us to our next players to watch. Reagan, if you want to introduce them.
Yeah, indeed. Liam Simerson, the leading goal scorer for Davenport. He's got 18 games, 14 goals, 6 assists in that span. And Salvatore Di Domenico, the leading penalty minute getter for Davenport. And for Davenport, they are a team who has taken the penalty minute crown in the ACHA from Central Michigan. CMU last year led the league in penalty minutes, but this year it's Davenport.
Hey, what do we talk about? CMU being a bunch of goons last year and into this year, and now it's Davenport?
Yeah, indeed.
I'm pretty much a club. We'll give them that title.
Yeah, indeed. Anything else you got for players to watch?
Well, the first thing is looking at Liam Simerson, right? He's on a 5-game point streak, really a heater, 7 goals, 4 assists. That goes back to that Michigan State series. He was a major benefactor for them in that, as well as that win over Adrian. And yeah, you can look at Michigan State and Adrian and say, hey, they're having struggling seasons again. But momentum is momentum, and it's about getting hot at the right time. Simerson is hot at the right time, and if you're CMU, this is a deja vu of Saginaw's top player, right? That would dominate over them. So they got to watch out for him tonight, and don't allow themselves to be taken out of it by penalties, which leads us to our keys to the game.
Yeah, indeed, Devin, you've got our keys to the game here tonight. First of all, let the other team take themselves out of it. Davenport is a team that has scored first through their 9 times in their first 10 games, and for CMU, that is something that you've struggled with, going down early. But for Davenport, their penalties have taken them out of games.
Oh, certainly. It's a matter of fact, you can see the writing on the wall. A struggling team, usually when they've been out of games, a lot of those have come. I believe we had a stat earlier that was like 3 game misconducts in 1 contest. That's a better routine for them. So as a team that struggles themselves on the ice, keeping their composure, Central's got to match that with keeping themselves composure. But that leads into kind of our next point, which is get the seniors going, right? Get this senior leadership group to come out here and stress the importance of it. Look, it's a must-win game. There's no lying about that. But the one thing that's important is you got to have fun, and that's kind of tying into it. If you get that senior class going, get their legs moving, Austin Ritter, Charlie Hayes, Keelan Baker, Ben Rychuk, they're going to set the tempo. And these young guys will be able to come out here and just have fun, because we've had so much stress put on them on this broadcast. So many games we've said it's a must-win against Lawrence Tech. It's a must-win against Michigan, Oakland. But tonight it's about having fun, and it's about celebrating these seniors the right way, no matter what the outcome is. So I'm excited to watch this for that part and getting these seniors home with a victory from Patterson Ice Center.
Yeah, indeed, and that'll do it for our pregame show. Thank you, Devin, for joining us. We are 1 mic short here tonight, so Devin's going to hop behind the camera for us here. Thanks for taking that sacrifice, Devin.
Yeah, you're welcome. You got to do what you got to do, right? Do the calls.
And it's a bit of deja vu from last
duty
season.
calls.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we'll end on that note. Sorry if that chases any of you guys away. We'll step aside. First period coming up next here from Patterson Ice Center on CCHN.
Well, it comes down to the players believing in each other. This program, it's never been about a single coach or a single player. It's been about the whole team.
Central Michigan, the MCHC champions.
It's not one individual. It's about this whole team and believing in each other and buying into your roles.
This is a really bitter loss for CMU, one that they desperately needed to win. An 11-4 final in favor of Notre Dame.
The third weekend out of the last four that Central Michigan has come away not having won a game.
Personally, I've never been in the situation before this far low down in the rankings, but I know we can climb up to the top 16 if we just win.
But with the end must come the beginning. And so tonight a new era begins as former captain Brendan Martin begins his tenure behind the bench for CMU.
It's kind of a do or die moment for them, and they have to go out and play every game like it's their last, because it could be.
Here's McKenzie, and on Jones, oh, what a save! Lauren Jones!
3-on-3, here we go, Nathan Bottle, to Porzanic, scores! Hat trick, Andrew Porzanic! And tonight, they will knock off the number 2 team in the nation. Central Michigan upsets Missouri State.
We can't look at any team like they're much better than us or any worse than us. Just got to go into each game expecting to have a battle and do our best to get the win.
Works it up top for Baker. He's got room. Across. Scores! Sam Camara! And CMU fends off the Michigan Flint Wolverines.
We're not going to back down from anyone. And really, we're just going to outwork them.
Central Michigan has turned the corner.
There's no excuses. You have to go and do your job and ultimately win the game.
Well, the teams have entered the ice, and we'll send it down to the PA announcer here at Patterson.
And your Davenport University Panthers. Let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First for the Chips. At left wing, number 5, Andrew Porzanic. At center, number 27, Nathan Bottles. Right wing, number 24, Hayden Flynn. Left defense, number 28, Chris Martin. Right defense, number 25, Braden Field. And in goal, number 33, Lauren Jones. Head coach for the Chippewas is Brendan Martin, assisted by Tyler Kopp and Austin Whaley. Now for your Davenport University Panthers. At left wing, a sophomore from Muskegon, Michigan, number 19, Colin Fairfield. At center, a senior from Southgate, Michigan, number 25, Kevin Crowley. Right wing, a junior from Caledonia, Michigan, number 6, Carter Osborne. Left defense, a senior from Westland, Michigan, number 23, Tyler Blackburn. Right defense, a freshman from Howell, Michigan, number 4, Liam O'Connell. And in goal, a freshman from Hudsonville, Michigan, number 1, Cameron Green. The Panthers are coached by Bill Wendiker, assisted by Chrissy, Brandon Binn, and Chance Bradley. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise to observe a moment of silence for the events of the past week.
Starting netminders tonight, presented by SeamishIceHockey.com. Taking a look in net for Davenport, they start Cameron Greep, who's got 3 wins, 2 losses on the campaign, a 5.03 goals against average, and an .879 save percentage. He has been the netman of the last 2 games for Davenport, in which he made 34 saves in the overtime win against Michigan State and 43 saves in the win against Michigan State 3-1. Central turns to Lauren Jones. He returns to the pipes tonight for CMU after taking over in relief for Elijah Jones. He's got an 8-7-1-1 record, a 4.15 goals against average, and an 8.89 save percentage. Central Michigan will go from left to right across your radio dial, wearing those road maroon uniforms, gold helmets, gold trim, gold numerals on the jerseys, maroon pants, and maroon socks. Davenport counters right to left, white home uniforms, black and red trim, red numerals, black helmets, and black pants, and white socks. Puck is dropped. We are underway here at Patterson Ice Center. Central Michigan quickly looking to go to work. Here's Porzonik. High slot, his shot goes well wide, and Davenport takes it, and they try to flutter it through neutral ice, and it's hammered into the offensive end here by Cameron Hofstetter. Lauren Jones took a tumble in his own net. Hope he's all right as the play comes back out to neutral ice. Porzonik does a good job to tag up, but look out down the left side. Here's Liam Simerson. He protects the puck and moves behind the goal. Across the way, he's pressured there by Braden Gill. Nathan Bottles comes in to help out his defenseman, and CMU will break out left to right. Pass ahead, here's Hayden Flynn over the line. He looked like Bottles was offside, but the linesman said otherwise. Panthers, though, get a turnover and move it back out to neutral ice. 58 seconds gone in the opening period. Reagan Cleaves, live from Patterson Ice Center. Devin Serra, normal commentary partner, working the camera for us here tonight. We're 1 microphone short, so you'll have to bear with me here tonight. Central Michigan causes a turnover on their own end. Baker on the stretch pass near side. Campbell across that line. He's got Morgan in the slot, but it skipped over his stick, and now Baker's slapped one on goal from the left corner. Turned aside, now look out. Pass hopped over. Kyle Chapman. Kiefer is into the wall, and he throws it out in front, and Lauren Jones holds. A minute 34 into this opening period. Davenport, if you're just joining us, the final home game of this season. They are on a 3-game winning streak. 3 of their 7 wins coming in the last 3 games. Adrian fell to them 3-7. Oh, look out. Puck free at the side of the net and trying to jam it home. There was Hofstetter on the back door. Couldn't get it home. Davenport coming in, 3 wins, 7-3 victory at Adrian on the 4th. Michigan State fell victim 6-5 in overtime a weekend ago, and as well as 3-1 the following night. Central Michigan only 1 win in the last 3 series. That came against Oakland at home in a 3-1 win 2 weeks ago. Here's Clemens, high slot, intercepting a clearing attempt. His shot gloved and held onto by Greep for a whistle. Greep's a bit of an interesting story for Davenport. Hasn't played a ton this season. His first game came back on November 11th. About 10 games into the season since then, he has been the main backup for Barrett Rosser, who sits on the bench here tonight. Long stretch pass goes right in, and they score! Oh my! Davenport strikes first! Liam Simerson has goals in the last 6. 2:15 in, a shot from full length that beats Lauren Jones through the 5-hole. He didn't get most of it. 2:15 into this one. Davenport, like they've done so well all season, gets the first goal.
Scored by number 24, Liam Simerson. The assist to number 4, Liam O'Connell. Time of the goal, 2:15.
So O'Connell and Simerson tagging up on that goal. O'Connell, that's only his 2nd assist of the campaign. The freshman out of Howell. Part of the starting lineup here tonight on the defensive end. Gets things going with Simerson's 180-foot shot that opens up the scoring here. Puck was kept into the right point there by Davenport. Slid down the wall to the Chippewas intercept. Andrew Siraki fed it up right wing. Ben Rychuk chipped it back into the Davenport end. It comes back out once more. And here's Alex Brown. Fed it up the right wing. Stepping into the shot. There was Dion. And another stoppage of play. This one a little bit more friendly to Central Michigan fans. 17:07 to go here in period one. Davenport up 3-1 on shots. 1-0 on the score that actually matters. But CMU, when they've, Davenport, when they've scored first 5 in 10, so 5 of their 7 wins coming when the Panthers have scored first. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Davenport started their season scoring first 9 out of the 10 games. They only got 1 win out of it, but they are a fast starting team, that's to say the least. Central Michigan, on the other hand, not generally a fast starting team, but as of late they have been. They've also struggled with allowing goals early. Look out, Andrew Borzonic tips the pass back past the defense, and he fired a shot wide. Andrew Borzonic did a good job to get the puck past the defense of the blue line on the stretch pass and create a golden opportunity for Central Michigan. Davenport, though, trying to get out of their own end, and they do. Here's Andrew Borzonic collecting the Chapman pass. He's across that line right side, steps into the bottom of the circle, halts behind the net. He's got a man out in front, and Chapman's one-timer from the slot was denied by Greep. He holds for a whistle. 15:58 to go here in the opening frame. Draw to the right of Greep, his second save of the night. It'll be Simerson in for the draw. He's unable to win it. Owen Campbell, though, is tied up. Great keep there by Charlie Hayes at the point. Keeps the Central Michigan possession going in the offensive end, but on the clearing attempt, Clements couldn't keep it in at the far point. Charlie Hayes chasing back into his own end to play it. 15:41 to go here in period one. Davenport up 1-0 off of Simerson's team-leading 15th of the campaign. Scored from about 180 feet out on his own right wing half wall. Here's a long shot as Charlie Hayes does his best Liam Simerson impression and tries to float that one in from deep. Doesn't work. Fans, don't forget that the CMU Club Hockey Network YouTube channel is a one-stop shop for highlights, exclusive interviews, and full game broadcasts for CMU-D3 and Women's D2 hockey. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so as never to miss a moment of Chippewa hockey. Just go to YouTube and search CMU Club Hockey Network to find the channel. Crucial next 4 games coming up for CMU. Here tonight against Davenport and tomorrow on senior night as well. Here's a shot from the left point by Clements, handled easily by Greep on the second opportunity, but CMU, it's basically a must-win situation the rest of the way here for them. We got Davenport tonight, tomorrow. And then they wrap up. That's the end of the regular season, and then they will play Oakland in the MCHC qualifying round. Not really sure what to call the playoffs anymore since they switched to that format. I'll look out Connor Morgan behind the net. And that format I'm referring to is the MCHC tournament structure, where instead of having the winners of an East bracket and a West bracket face off in the Vezina Cup final, they reseed once you get to the semifinals. So you could have 2 East teams or 2 West teams playing in the final, and not really a fan of that, but makes it fun. Oh, a shot from the left point, from the left circle. It's gotten back. Baker fired it wide. That first shot hit Greep up high on the mask, and it comes back out to neutral ice where the Panthers and Aiden Dion will fire it in. 5:48 gone in the opening period. Reagan Cleaves on the call for you. Evan Sarah working the camera for us here this evening. Happy to have you along, and that's a late start here from Patterson Ice Center. Lauren Jones a bit shaky in net to start, only making 2 saves through his first 3, but CMU has turned up the pressure here as of late, getting 5 of the last 5 shots. Here's a shot from the right half wall that looked more like a half pass there from Braden Gill, and it'll be held and easily corralled there by Greep. 13:44 to go here in the opening period of play from Patterson Ice Center. First of 2 matchups between these 2 teams, and a historically Central Michigan dominated Central series. Isaac Gibbs' shot from the right half wall was again gobbled up by Greep. Greep has a bit of a shorter goaltending mask. It's a normal goalie mask where normal shape and everything, normal mask, not like Chris Osgood that you see, but the length of it is much more akin to Chris Osgood and Dominic Hasek's mask of yesteryear. Oh, a big hit into the wall, and the Panthers collect and send it out. 13:22 to go here in period 1. 1-0 Davenport lead. Simerson scored just 2:45 in. Now look out, the Panthers have another opportunity. And John Liziness was bidding for his 7th of the year, but Lauren Jones said no. Liziness, the graduate student of Allen Park, Michigan. Long-time Davenport player here, one of 3 teams that Davenport has. ACHA D2, D1, MD3, which you see here tonight. Look out, Ben Rychuk's past the defense on right wing. Cuts the puck to the front of the net, and he scores! Benjamin Rychuk has goal number 5, and he evens up the scoring. 7:07 into the first. Rychuk on a great stretch pass, I believe, from Brandon Clements at his own blue line. Found Rychuk behind the defense on the right wing, and he protected the puck and eventually slipped the puck through the 5-hole of Greep.
Number 2, Ben Rychuk. The assist to number 51, Brandon Clements. Time of the chip goal, 7:07. Number 2, Rychuk.
So Rychuk, his 4th goal in the last 5 games for CMU, continuing a wonderful goal streak that sees him 1 short of the team lead on the year. Ben Rychuk pushed to the outside and eventually gets jammed down. Davenport escapes a hand pass there, and out comes Aiden Dion. Hauled down by his opposite number, or rather did the hauling down of Austin Ritter. Dion steps to the outside, chasing the loose puck, and a pass out in front. Was tried to be jammed out there by Liam O'Connell. It didn't go. Now is Braden Gill, tries the stretch pass. It pops high in the air. A couple of sticks whack at it, and it settles down on the Braden Gill stick on the near wall. Andrew Siraki and Braden Gill trade the puck, and this one rolls in on Lauren Jones. He thought about holding it for a second, but laughed it off for Christopher Martin. Pass up the left wing. Andrew Siraki got past his man, but didn't do so with the piece of rubber that you have to play hockey with, and so Davenport regains control. They play catch at their own line. 11:44 to go here in the opening period. Pass up the left wing. Christopher Martin controls. Played it over to Braden Gill, who skies it out of the zone once more. CMU and Davenport deadlocked at 1. Rychuk, his 5th of the campaign. 4th and last 5. Look out. Hayden Flynn had his shot partially blocked there by DiDomenico. And Davenport looks to break out here in tight. Fairfield pinned up along the boards on the near side. Camaro worked it free. He got tied up with his man, and here comes Crowley, the hero of the last 2 games for Davenport. In overtime, got the 6th goal of the game to lift them over Michigan State a week ago today. And they got the game-winning goal against Michigan State the following night on the road in a 3-1 victory. Kyle Chapman, his pass around the boards didn't go. That leads to a turnover. Here's Kiefer in the offensive end, applying pressure for the Panthers, but Owen Campbell starts the breakout for CMU. He chipped it past Osborne. Campbell on the right wing. He's got a man out in front, but a great defensive comeback there by Tyler Blackburn. Starts the breakout, and some good back check there by Owen Campbell disrupted the flow. Panthers enter the zone, send it to the near side. It came up the wall. Owen Campbell controls. Just under halfway through this opening period from Patterson Ice Center. Reagan Cleves on the call for you here. Devin Serra working the camera for us here this afternoon. A late game here from Patterson. Latest we've had this entire year for CMU. Here's Baker on the backhand. On the rush from the right wing circle. Gloved again easily by Greep. Just the 9th save he's had to make tonight. Lauren Jones has only had one shot recorded since that goal. That Simerson beat him from 180 feet. This one goes rolling wide of Jones. He has to play it into the corner as it was going on goal. Now Owen Campbell pickpocketed his man. He finds Baker on the left wing. A shot! And Greep thought it was going to the glove. It ended up going into his 5-hole, so he has to squeeze the pads and hold on. 9:46 to go here in period 1. We'll have a draw to Greep's right. Nadeau to dig in for CMU, along with Caleb Baker. And the Chippewas trying to gain possession. Gibbs on the backhand. Oh, it was gloved off the line by Liam O'Connell in the defensive end. And we're going to have a draw to the left wing circle on the Davenport end. Liam O'Connell, yes, does draw the whistle, but he saved that one off the goal line. Playing the work of goaltender is Greep. Has this one rolling out on him on the draw. 9:35 to go, period 1. Shots 11-4 CMU. They've really turned things on. 10 shots since they started the game, down 3-1 in that category. Goals 5 minutes apart. See these two teams even. Rychuk extends his point streak rather to 5 or to 6, which is one short of the season long. That's held by Isaac Gibbs, who started on an absolute tear for CMU, going 7 games from the September 23rd through October 28th with points. Rychuk now has points in his last 6, including tonight. That streak for him dates back all the way to November 19th. Remember, he missed the first 7 games of the second semester. Now a nifty outlet pass. Here's Andrew Miller over the line with Nadeau. Just decided to throw it in on goal. Nadeau got hauled down by Blackburn to the line. Wanted a penalty, but puck is free in the feet. It eventually popped up on the half wall. They battle for it right in front of a broadcast booth here. They're not as in front as the confines of Martin Ice Arena might have, but still directionally right in front of us. Isaac Gibbs across the way. It was worked free at the neutral zone, and away here comes John Liziness. Pass up the left wingers, Mason Rose. Threw it behind the net. 12 minutes gone here in this opening period from Patterson Ice Center in Grand Rapids. CMU and Davenport. Oh, looked out. A pass to the out in front, found Liziness. He had a wide open net, but couldn't handle it. Now Austin Ritter on the forecheck, chasing after that loose puck with Carter Osborne. Didn't beat him to it, but disrupted him enough to force Davenport to regroup as they go right to left. Here's Tolsdorf over the line, lost it in behind the goal. 7:30 to go as Central Michigan forces a turnover in their own end. Out comes Ben Rychuk left to right. Ahead Austin Ritter. Oh, that was offside, but the linesman let it go. Rychuk couldn't find it the side of the net. Davenport clears it to the point, but not out. Here's Clements. A long wrist shot, took a couple of hops out in front, and eventually is settled down and moved down here by Caleb Baker. He gains the red line, dumps it in. Clements across the way, tried to throw it behind the net to Camaro, but that couldn't connect on the forecheck there by Baker, and instead Chippewas will lift it up left wing. Pass ahead. Over the line. Here's a shot that handcuffed Jones up high on a shot from Simerson. Now Simerson on out in front. Turned around and fired that one on goal. Jones shut the 5-hole. Now it comes out. Here's Hayden Flynn across that line. He's got one man to beat. Let a shot go, and it deflects up and out of play. Off the stick of Greep. That'll draw a stoppage of play. 6:30 to go here in period 1. So Central Michigan, since allowing that first goal, hasn't allowed a ton to threaten Lauren Jones. And even that first goal for Davenport didn't seem to be threatening at all. Here's Kiefer over the line for the Panthers. Throws it in behind the goal into the near side. Charlie Hayes' his pass deflects up and out of play, so the draw will stay in with Central Michigan and to our left. Lauren Jones stopping 12 of 13 thus far. Maybe 12 of 6 of 7. I'm reading the wrong number on the scoreboard to our left. My apologies. Either way, a bit of a shaky start for Lauren Jones. He went through a streak where he allowed 5+ goals in 3 straight games earlier in the semester. Here's a shot from the right point. Went wide off the stick of Kevin Crowley. Out comes Hayden Flynn up right wing. Reaches the red line, dumps it in. His man Brown tried to deliver a check, but got the worst of it. Now Andrew Porzondik pursues in the left corner. Out in front for Flynn! Didn't get a ton on it. And instead it went harmlessly to the left pad of Greep. 5:54 to go here in period 1. CMU has controlled this hockey game since getting that game-tying goal at 7:07. Van Rijtschuk has been phenomenal as of late, despite missing 5 games to start the second semester. Colin Fairfield got bumped from Connor Morgan ahead on left wingers Osborne. Osborne dumped it in. Here's a shot from a shot. Bagel off the mask of Jones. It lays free in the left circle and was tapped just wide there by Kevin Crowley. Puck battled for along the far half wall. Connor Morgan scoops it up. 5:30 to go here in the opening frame. 1-1 tie here from Patterson, but trying to change that. There was Crowley. Didn't get a ton on that shot from the left circle. Now a dump in was blocked by a Davenport player, and looks like it's Fairfield going to the bench in some distress as he flops over the boards. Here's Keelan Baker over the line on the bouncing puck. It was chopped back out by the Panthers. 15-minute mark of this opening period. This is sent the length of the ice, and icing will be the call on the Panthers here. Fans, stay with us for the first intermission report. Devin Sarah will have that for you here from Patterson Ice Center. Take a look at the ACHA Top 10 out-of-town scoreboard, as well as the rest of the Chippewas, both hockey as well as the rest of the athletic schedule. Well, a clearing attempt chopped down to the point there by Liam O'Connell. He got the assist on that opening goal. Chippewas doing some good pass lane blocking. This time Connor Morgan was able to get it free to Owen Campbell. Will dance across that Panther logo at neutral ice and steps around his man. He works in and he lifted it just high. What a great opportunity there for Owen Campbell, but he put it just above that crossbar. Stretch pass. Here's Isaac Gibbs, splits the defense, taken down. Chippewas may want a penalty, but they aren't going to get one. Now Gibbs to the side of the net, and Campbell's bid fluttered just over top. The Panthers loft this down the ice. Simerson couldn't get to it, and the Chippewas move back the other way. Gibbs knocked down at center. He's yelling to the ref, wanting a call. Probably should have gotten a tripping minor there, but it is what it is. Have to play the game, and the referees are going to call the game as they see it. Aiden Dion dumps it in here for Davenport. 3:50 to go here in period 1. Last weekend of the regular season for the Chippewas. Coming with a 13-9, 2-2 record. 4th as of now in the MCHC East. They're done in terms of division games for that. Here's Jay Nadeau stepping around his man, but Panthers taking a dump it right back out to neutral ice. Oakland in action this weekend against Lawrence Tech. A home-and-home series to finish out their division schedule. Now look down over the left line. Here's Crowley, dropped it back. Here's a one-timer that took a bunch of deflections out in front and eventually corralled in the corner here by Siraki. Trying the one-man breakout, denied. Alex Brown collects loose chains. He threw it out in front. Another sharp angle bid from in tight. And some hacks and jabs. Lauren Jones in the crease from Baker. 16:59 to go here in period one. It looks like we have a minor penalty coming up here on the Panthers, so the Chippewas are going to head to the power play for the first time here tonight. This will come with the 16:59 mark. And it's Carter Osborne to the box. So CMU on the power play this season. Respectable 24.4, but that's aided by a hot start and a really cool second semester on the man advantage. Ben Reichuk out there with Nadeau, Morgan, Martin, and Gibbs. Nadeau behind the net, tries to chip it up the right wing boards. Nadeau trying to clear it. Isaac Gibbs holds to the right point. A shot through traffic. It's loose out in front to the back door. Sent just wide by Reichuk. Might have been blocked by DiDomenico on the back door. Martin down the wall. Here's Morgan, top of the left circle. Nadeau, bottom of the left circle. Trying to feed it out in front. Was blocked by DiDomenico. Behind the net. Reichuk up to the right point. Gibbs will try to step around. Can't get it. Keeps it in though. Across the way, Nadeau out in front, out of the air. Reichuk bats at it. It was pulled off the line. Oh my! Cameron Greep pulling that puck off of the goal line. It was batted toward goal and somehow kept out. 2:10 to go in the period. And that Greep save, he made that on his back, on the back door. He just reached down his glove and somehow pulled it off the line. Now Andrew Porzana got a stick slashed out of his hands. Wants a goal, he's not going to get one. Now a shot, loose in this crease. Now Porzana just chipped that wide on the third opportunity for the Chippewas. My goodness, they're buzzing on the power play. Here's Bottles out, or Siraki out in front, denied. Porzandik once again, right wing circle, trying to fit it across. Siraki decked in the slot. Bottles gets it up top to Camara, left point. Down to Hayes, his shot from a sharp angle. Glove down by Greep, 38 to go. In the Osborne penalty. An eventful power play to say the least, but nothing on the board for CMU. On Davenport, despite leading the nation in penalty minutes, has only one more penalty kill than CMU on the year, and they're 71.3, 82 for 115. 1:38 to go in the period. Hayes up the left point, 34 to go on the power play. Here's a shot deflected by Porzanic in front of the Siraki bid from the half wall. Now Porzanic worked over there by Blackburn, and the Panthers sent to the length of the ice. 22 to go in the Osborne minor for a slash. Sent to the sin bin after whacking at a rebound once too many times. Yeah, here's Bottles on a 3-on-2, up the left wing, around the back of the net. Pulls up to the near side, walks to the high slot, to the near side. Porzandik, he had a wide open net, but he slammed it wide. Now here come the Panthers. Fairfield dumped it in from the right point. Charlie Hayes behind the net, chipped it to the near side with 50 to go in the first period. CMU and Davenport deadlocked at 1. Davenport, moments ago, killing off the first penalty of the evening for either side. They look to go back to work. They try to jam it near side, and the net comes off its moorings, as well does Jones's helmet. Getting run into there by Aiden Dion on a scramble out in front. .1931 mark of this opening period. CMU out shooting Davenport by double, 20-9. After Davenport started this game up 3-1 in that category. Off the draw, Simerson ripped that one wide. Dolsdorf creeping down on the right half wall to work it free, but CMU, a nice touch pass to Owen Campbell, but it was to nobody in particular. Sam Camaro retreats back into his own end, up the wall. Tried to find Owen Campbell, didn't work. Here's Baker on the left side, threw it out in front. Davenport has an opportunity as time winds down, but a good save coming across to his left from Lauren Jones to deny Simerson a shot from the right circle. 4 seconds to go. Davenport has their 10th shot of this game. Draw to the left of Lauren Jones. One last opportunity for the Panthers. They chip it wide. It's behind the net, and it's tied up there as time expires. 1-1 the score. Simerson scored 2:15 in on a wonky shot. It ended up, the Chippewas tied it right back up 5 minutes later. Van Rychuk extending his point streak to 6. Devin Sarah will recap that and more when we come back here on CCHN. You're watching D3 Chippewa Club Hockey on YouTube.
And we're back here from the confines of Patterson Ice Center for the first intermission report presented by SeaMitchIceHockey.com. And well, that was quite the back and forth first period for the first 10 minutes. Davenport opened the scoring from Liam Simerson, one of our players to watch, assisted by Liam O'Connell. That would be Simerson's 15th goal of the season, and it was a funky one. It trickled in all the way from Davenport's own blue line, took an odd bounce, went off the stick of Lauren Jones, his own stick, through his 5-hole and into the back of the net. One he wishes he had back in the rest of the CMU squad. They were down 1-0 for about 6 minutes when it was Ben Rydchuk, the senior from Granville, scoring for the Chippewas. Only his 5th goal of the season, and it was a great move. He got a breakaway chance, stretch pass from Brandon Clements, who got the assist, was able to move in, forehand, backhand, got the goaltender moving, and it led to a 1-1 tie. And so Ben Rydchuk, the most flashy player for Central, that really got them started. They got a lot more shots on the net. They were out shooting Davenport 20-10 in that first period. Mind-boggling the number of shots they've taken, and they've been quality chances. Hayden Flynn's had his looks. They had a solid power play chance with 2-3 great looks that forced the goaltender to make sprawling saves. So Davenport with some good defensive positioning and great goaltending, that's keeping them at a 1-1 game. Positive note for the Chips, they're playing a lot harder. They've got their feet under them. And oh yeah, that top line is as dangerous as they've ever been with Hayden Flynn, Indy Porzonik, and Nathan Bottles. Let's catch you up on our out-of-town scoreboards. We only have one for you at the break, and it's an important one, as Lawrence Tech and Oakland University, number 6 and number 14 in the nation, are in a battle. 2-3 is the score in favor of Lawrence Tech after 2 periods. The Blue Devils going toe-to-toe with an Oakland team that's trying to fight their way in the national tournament, just like CMU. And with the MCHC tournament looming next week and a guaranteed matchup between the Chips and Oakland, that one's going to be massive. So you're going to want to follow that one, folks. You can tune into either Grand Valley State's Instagram on Division III GVSU Hockey or Oakland's Instagram page, which they have live Instagram story updates of on OUD3 Hockey. So after 2 periods, it's a 3-2 game. Lawrence Tech trying to hold on and not get upset by a hungry and desperate Oakland University team. As we mentioned, the out-of-towns, that's about all we have for now. Missouri State and Illinois State play today. We don't have an update for you on that one. Maybe we will at the second intermission. As for our other Chippewas in action tomorrow, the women's team will have their regular season finale start against Miami of Ohio, February 18th. From Martin Ice Arena, you can catch Derek Steele and Parker Morrison on the call for that one. That'll be following the Division III team finale, where Central on their senior night will play these exact Davenport Panthers. As for our Chippewa scoreboard, track and field was at the Silverstone Invitational that was hosted by University of Michigan. Softball won 13-3 over Delaware State today. The Lady Chippewas getting their opening season win in softball. Baseball took on Baylor today. We don't have a score day update right there as of yet. Wrestling going on against Michigan State. I believe that one just wrapped up. Again, no score, but you can find all of those on cmuchippewas.com for all further information. That'll just about do it after 20 minutes. Folks, my hands are getting sore from running that camera because we've had a lot of back and forth action through 20 minutes. Let's see if the Chippewas can turn on that extra gear and pull ahead in the second. Stay with us. Reagan Cleese will continue his call from Patterson Ice Center here when we return from the break. You're watching Central Michigan Division III Hockey on CCHN.
Just moments away from second period puck drop here from Patterson Ice Center. Reagan Cleaves with you here this evening. A late start to this one here tonight, but a fast start was in order for Davenport. They scored just 2:15 into that opening period on a 3/4 length shot from Simerson to make it 1-0, but Rychuk answered right back for CMU. He has been on a tear lately. He's now got 4 goals in the last 6 games, and his goal streak, or his point streak rather, is 1 shy of the team lead. We're just about set for second period. Puddles to dig into the Crowley at neutral ice. And we're underway in the middle frame here at Patterson. Braden Kilm as CMU goes right to left, wearing those maroon road uniforms, gold numerals, gold trim. No color rush as they've got the gold helmets. Look out, Hayden Flynn trying to deflect his shot past Nathan Bottles. It didn't go. Enter Porzondik, upended his man, but up right wing, here comes Blackburn. Bumped off the puck, and Hayden Flynn takes the stretch pass from Martin. Chopped that across the way and goes up and out of play. 19:27 to go here in period 2. CMU already gotten a quick start of the second period, but unable to find the net on their first rush. Just outside the Davenport line across the way. Morgan to dig in and win it for CMU. Baker's dump in was blocked, but Chapman was right there to finish it. Now Connor Morgan intercepts a pass behind the net in the offensive end. Pinwheels behind the net. He's got Owen Campbell with them, but Campbell lost the puck, and out come the Panthers. Here's Caleb Baker across that line left side. Work behind that. He's got a man out in front. Fanning on the shot. There was Dion from the top of the paint. And somehow, what a save, or what an opportunity missed there by the Panthers. Now Baker coming back the other way for CMU. His shot was blocked. But Baker's on the rebound, chipped it up the left wing. Look out, Panthers over 2-on-1. Simonson down, across, and Dion couldn't bat it out of the air. Owen Campbell picks up the puck for the Chippewas. He got a 2-on-2 with Morgan. Over the line, Campbell to the outside. Bumped into the boards and held there by Blackburn. Up to the right point, Camara fresh off the bench. And they might be taking both Campbell and Dion, and indeed they are. So minor penalties coming up. 1 to each side. Campbell's off for a rough. And it'll be Blackburn off for a hold. We'll put the teams on 4-on-4. .137 for the second period, the time of the penalties.
Coincidental minors whistled at 1:37.
So we're 4-on-4 for the next minute 55 as the puck is dropped. Working up the left wing, Dolsdorf rubbed off the puck, and Charlie Hayes, D to D. Clements up the wall to Isaac Gibbs. Will backhand that back into the zone and allow CMU to regroup. Hayes' pass just too far for Isaac Gibbs, and he gets tied up there with Di Domenico. They go into the wall. 30 seconds already gone, and look at this. What do we got? Offside? The call on CMU, indeed it will be. $17:52 to go here, period 2. Reagan Cleaves on the call for you here from Patterson Ice Center. Just nearing the bottom of the 10 o'clock hour here in Grand Rapids. The only Grand Rapids road trip of the year for CMU.
Correction on the previous penalties.
Out come the Panthers.
2 minutes.
Holding the puck behind his own net. Here's Kevin Crowley. Up the right wing to Simerson. Simerson roughed up by Isaac Gibbs. Puck's chopped into the offensive end, though, for the Panthers. Crowley into the right wing corner. Out in front, Simerson. Crowley again. He was denied. The Panthers hold it in left point. Baker. Baker steps into a shot. It was blocked. Crowley couldn't get it out, and Jay Nadeau tries to poke it ahead, but Baker's there to scoop it up for the Panthers. 45 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Jay Nadeau applying some pressure in the offensive end. Almost got Dion rid of the puck, but up right wing. Here's Simerson, his shot. Took a deflection off of Hayes' stick, and Chippewas unable to get it out, but what do we got here? Penalty. Too many men on the ice on Davenport, so CMU will go to the power play here. It'll be a 4-on-3 for 30 seconds before Campbell and Blackburn are freed. Penalty will be served by Simerson. Liziness was sent out of the box. So CMU on the power play second time tonight, 0 for 1 thus far. Their lone goal came before that power play. Got a chance to break this tie here. Now they feed it out in front. Porzondik's one-time bid. Going to be finished there by Bottles. Here come the Chippewas, right to left. Bottles across that line, right wing. Will feed it out in front. Oh, a beautiful deflection by Martin was sent just high. Bottles finds Martin in the corner. Martin up top for Camara. Steps over across to Martin. Martin toe drags into the slot. Porzondik picks it up. We're active 5-on-4 as those coincidentals are over, and Camara's hammer shot from the left wall. Gloved out of the air there by Greep. 1:26 to go. And the penalty being served by Simerson, a bench minor, too many men. CMU 0 for 1. It's 5-on-4 now after Campbell and Blackburn are freed. Going to the right of Cameron Greep. He made 22 saves on the evening. He's had a good game. He has started the last 2 games. 3 if you include this one for the Panthers. Got that weekend sweep over MSU. Here's Hayes in the right circle. A shot, save, and the rebound, loose in the crease, and it's held on to, and Bottles shoved to the ground there by Tyler Blackburn. 16:04 to go here in period 2. Nathan Bottles causing some stress for Davenport in the goal crease. 1:11 to go in the power play. Reagan Cleaves on the call for you. Evan Serra working the camera for us this afternoon. On the left of Greep. Seaman wins it to the corner, but it's rammed around the boards and out. And Charlie Hayes controls. Forward and on ahead to Porzondik. Steps across that line, dropped it back for Siraki. Oh, and Porzondik tried to find his man right back at the point, but it didn't go. Sam Camara chased all the way back in by his man and Dion. Great forecheck here with the Panthers, but here's Camara up right wing. Across that line, around the outside of the net. 15:35 to go. Here, 40 seconds to go in the power play. Hayes down the wall to Bottles. Bottles across Hazel. Tatum and fire a shot. That was blocked. And out come the Panthers left to right. They'll just chip it up and in and go off for a change with 26 to go in the power play. Charlie Hayes. Sam Camara up right wing. Across that line, will drop it back. But the Panthers disrupted that and cleared the length of the ice. 8 seconds to go in the power play. That should do it. So CMU 0 for 2 is out of the box. Hops, Liam Simerson. He steps over the line, just barely onside. Here's Isaac Gibbs trying to one-man circus his way. He gets taken down. No call coming. It's been a rough and tumble game between these two teams. 5:25 gone in the second period. This one sent the length of the ice. Icing will be beat out here by Simerson. Jones, though, chopped it into the corner. Chapman able to get it out on the left wing, but it skipped through where DiDomenico played it to neutralize. Intercepted, here's Camara. Or Clements works through the shot from the right circle. That was blocked. Kyle Chapman trying to keep it in. Couldn't beat Baker to it. Jay Nadeau turns and fires it back into the offensive end. Puck up in the air. Clements couldn't get a handle on it. And the Panthers play it up, but Jay Nadeau cut his man off. And Simerson now a stretch pass ahead. Too far for Isaac Gibbs. Icing waved off. Great hustle there by Isaac Gibbs. Panthers, though, regain control up left wing. A big crunching hit. And a whistle is blown. Looks like the door may have come free in that hit. Baker was sent into the boards by Kyle Chapman. Physical hockey here for the first 16. Taking a look at the state and Chippewas history. After cruising through the first round of the MCHC tournament against Northwood, Central Michigan scored the only 2 goals of the game in the second period, pushing past the Michigan Wolverines on to the next round of the playoffs. Brennan Martin, now the head coach for CMU, scored the game winner at 1:08. Little Framboy Algeyer doubled the lead at 7:13. Riley Morgan shown a net for CMU, making 32 saves in the shutout win. Many of those came in that second period. We'll get to that more in a moment. Up the right wing, here's Osborne. He got it worked over. Maroon and Gold would then go on to capture their first Vezina Cup win 2 games later, defeating Oakland 6-1 in the semis and Michigan State 4-3 in the championship. They would go on in that year's national tournament to fall to hope in a slobberknocker of a semifinal. Oh, look out, that one came right out in front of Lauren Jones and was backed into the corner. 12:48 to go here in period 2. Pucks free on Lauren Jones, and they score! Mason Rose, only his second goal of the year. He poked it past Lauren Jones on an enigmatic goal. It's 2-1 Davenport. .7:16 into the second period. I believe it was Mason Rose. We'll wait for the announcement, but CMU.
Scored by number 13, Mason Rose. Assisted by number 16, Miguel Lindgren. And number 20, John Lysidas. Time of the Panther goal, 7:16. Number 13.
So Davenport on 2 wonky goals. That one couldn't be cleared out by CMU. Good work here by Camara to shut that down at neutral ice. Camara once again trying to get it in. The Chippewas, despite outshooting the Panthers 27-12, find themselves in a 2-1 deficit. Now Porzondik from a sharp angle in tight was denied, and Bottles spinner on pass splits the defense and will roll all the way back the maroon and gold end. It's been a bit of an odd game for CMU. Davenport, a shot glove down, but it's still loose in the slot. A spinner out shot off the post, and the rebound to the side of the net. And the referee thought it was covered, blows the whistle, and immediately goes, "Sorry, boys," but the Chippewas catch a break. Davenport buzzing here off 2 glorious chances. One of them they convert, and it's rebound control for Lauren Jones that's been the problem. CMU just has not been able to clear pucks out from in front. Here's Charlie Hayes off the draw in his own end, up right wing, intended for a right check. It was cut off. Here's Liziness out in front, and Simerson deflected that one just wide. Austin Ritter picks up the puck, steaming down left wing. He'll dump that in on goal. Greet patted it to the corner. It's battled for, comes across, Levin Reichuk pins his man into the boards. He's got help from Austin Ritter across the way. Out there with Siraki, Clements, and Hayes. A 2-on-2 puck battle still going across the way. Great jump there by Blackburn to pin it in. Not allow CMU to get a hold. Charlie Hayes tried to kick that free. Look out at 2-on-1. Simerson down the right wing. Works in and he scores. Davenport has 2 goals in 3 minutes. And they're up 3-1. Simerson's got his second of the night, a shot that beat Lauren Jones' glove side. It looked like he may have gotten a piece of it, but it squeaked through him. And we're just about halfway through this hockey game, and perplexingly, Davenport has a 3-1 lead on CMU, and this is yet another slow second period for the Chippewas. Oh, great poke check. Look out, here's Isaac Gibbs down the left side on a 2-on-1 of their own. Backdoor! What a save by Greep, but he holds on. Now Jay Nadeau getting into some rough and tumble rowdiness at the left side of the net. Looked like he was just pounced upon in front of the net. Wondering what's going to go. Looks like 2 players are going to go here. Jay Nadeau along with the alternate captain for the Panthers. Oh, look out. He was just taken down by the linesman, but I really think they were just tied up. It didn't look like the linesman was trying to push him over. Just looked like he had his hand tied up in his jersey, and they both fell over. So 9:45, the time of the assumed infractions here. Jay Nadeau is scratching his head as he goes to the bench. And now Cameron Hofstetter being pushed into the penalty box by the linesman after they fell in the corner. And Hofstetter not happy about that. So Nadeau's sent in the box. Along with Hofstetter. And it looks like there may be an extra penalty here. Assist. Or maybe it's that Osborne. These Panther numbers are too small to be able to read. I apologize if I get any names wrong here. Looks like Osborne may be getting an extra 10. We'll see what they put up here. Either way, Nadeau and Osborne got caught up in front of the net. Now I got Colin Fairfield up on the board to our left. So it looks like Fairfield's going to get an extra minor penalty. So Nadeau to the box at 9:45 along with Fairfield. Looks like there's an extra minor being assessed here to Fairfield. We'll wait the announcement on the penalties, but for now, CMU has a power play. Draw the right of Greep, a perfect opportunity here for CMU. Up at the left point, Charlie Hayes. Across to Camara, down the wall to Bottles. Back up to Camara at the right point to the near side, Hayes. Hayes across, finds Bottles. He waits, back door, rebound, out in front. Bottles has it, fires, it was blocked. Camara threw it down low. Now look out, a backhand pass intercepted, and here down the left wing come the Panthers. They'll dump it in on Lauren Jones. So it is on Hofstetter and Fairfield. So Hofstetter off for a roughing penalty on with Jay Nadeau. Now Bottles gets slashed in the hand, and the referee looking right at it doesn't call it. Now Bottles gets stepped into on a clean hit in the left wing circle. Charlie Hayes with 1:05 left on the power play. It's dumped down low. Bottles frustrated, going slowly off to the bench. CMU's got to get a man out there, and they do. And Isaac Gibbs. Porzonic steals the puck in the offensive end. Shouldered aside was the shot there by Greep, and the Panthers take it. Cleared the length of the ice. 9 minutes to go in the second. 43 seconds to go in the Fairfield minor penalty. CMU 0 for 2 on the penalty on the power play here tonight. Davenport perfect on 2. Now here's Porzonic across that line. Works another wrist shot. He ripped it high. 26 to go. Here's Charlie Hayes down the wall. He's got a right shot. Porzonic behind the net. Across. Campbell's his shot was blocked. And the Panthers send it the length of the ice in a stellar penalty kill here. 11 seconds to go. That should just about do it. Isaac Gibbs will hold behind his net, but Davenport putting on a clinic here on the penalty kill. They're out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. So CMU unable to get anything going on their 3 power plays. Davenport has not been punished in terms of Chippewa mindset. I'd like CMU to cash in on a couple of those power plays, especially against a Davenport team that leads the league in penalty minutes. Now Tolsdorf behind the net. He's tied up. Isaac Gibbs keeps in the clearing attempt at the left point. His shot through traffic. Rebound. Pops off the boards here at Patterson, and away are the Panthers on a 3-on-2. Over the line, right wingers. Crowley works on the shot. Save. Rebound loose in the slot. Oh, and 2 Panthers ran into each other. Drawing a gasp from this crowd. Here's Campbell up left wing. Puts on the brakes on the half wall. Trying to feed it through the skates. He gets it down to right check nonetheless. 7:16 to go here in the second. CMU out shooting Davenport 32-17, but the Panthers have a 2-goal lead, 3-1 off goals from Rose and Simerson. Here's a shot by Dion to flex up high. Kiefer behind the net. Christopher Martin plays it up left wing. Here's Owen Campbell turning on the Jets. Ahead to Austin Ritter to the back door. Campbell to the backhand! And he couldn't finish it. 6:41 to go here in period 2. CMU, another sluggish second period. Sees them down by 2, and they entered tied. Andrew Siraki, the wing to Ritter. He finds Baker at neutral ice. Baker around the defense. Oh, we're going to the wrist shot. Greep couldn't handle all that. Puck's once again behind the net, and the Panthers break down left to right. Over the line, right wingers O'Connell splits the defense to the forehand. Fitted out in front, and the loose puck is cleared, but not out as O'Connell went spinning into the boards. So many plays like that for Davenport have resulted in golden opportunities, including a couple times just like that, where they were unable to capitalize on golden opportunities in the slot. 5:51 to go here in period 2. Reagan Cleaves, the broadcast booth with you here at Patterson Ice Center. Evan Sarah working the camera for us here. Here's Hayden Flynn across that line. He's got Bottles in the slot to save the rebound. Porzonic couldn't get a stick on it. Porzonic swept up the loose change, but look out, the Panthers have an opportunity, 2-on-1. Over the line, right wingers Brown to the outside. Old Pinwheel fed it out in front. Look out, Flynn. Oh, he had Porzonic behind the defense, but he lost track of the puck and couldn't connect. Porzonic visibly frustrated at neutral ice. Stretch pass, deflected back into the Chippewa end. 5:08 to go. Stay with us for the second intermission report. Devin Simmer will have that for you. Look at the professional out-of-town scoreboard. Rose already has a goal tonight. Will work down the right wing. Out in front, chopped out and sent to the corner. Andrew Porzonic nutmegs his man, but they gave it away at the side of the net. Jones on the rebound once again, and he holds. The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association, the CMU Club Hockey Network, MAC TV, and Moore Television. No reproduction, retransmission, other distributions, the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the ACHA, CCHN, MAC TV, and MHTV. 4:47 to go here in the second. CMU 34-20 in shots. They have not had diddly squat in terms of scoring opportunities in the second period. They're 0 for 3 on the power play. Greep has been phenomenal in net for Davenport. And Lauren Jones has been shaky for CMU. Lay down to the Davenport end to our left. A pass across intended for Fairfield doesn't go. It's sent to the near side. Clements trying to get it out, and he does. It's sent right back in. Davenport will go off for changes. Out comes Brandon Clements, tried the backhand feed to Andrew Miller, didn't work. Nadeau intercepts the clearing attempt to neutralize, and the Panthers will sky it. Clements couldn't get a handle on it, and he's decked to neutralize, and he's getting rubbed over by Crowley, and how is there not a penalty? Tyler Koth on the CMU bench absolutely giving it to the official. He's got to be careful he doesn't get a penalty here. And there we go. Tyler Koth is going to get a minor penalty after Clements got roughed up at the blue line, and rightfully so. Tyler Koth incensed on the bench for CMU. I am perplexed. I don't know how the referee contrived not to call a penalty there. But Tyler Koth's antics put Davenport on the power play as Tyler Martin will serve it. So frustration right now, getting the better of Central Michigan. .23 to go. My goodness, 3 straight whistles from the linesman. He's impatient to get things going, and Davenport didn't even have 5 players on the ice. And the referee was talking to one of them. Now Davenport on the power play. They can't get it out. Here's Andrew Porzonik to intercept the puck. Will steam up left wing. He's got 1 man to get around. Can't do it. 16:23, the time of the penalty for CMU. They're down by 2, and right now they're down a man. Davenport, though, having trouble getting out of their own end. Here's Rose across the way. He's got DiDomenico. 2:55 to go here in period 2. Great forecheck here by Nathan Bottles in the offensive end here on the penalty kill. He is working over the Panthers one-handed. My goodness, great offense, great showing there for Nathan Bottles as the Chippewas take it and lift it down the ice. They've killed off 1:05. Here's Isaac Gibbs applying the pressure in the offensive end. Liziness almost gave that puck away, though. Davenport has not been able to establish anything after that initial zone entry. They finally do get it back. Here's Brown, the left half wall. His pass out in front. Hit Martin and deflected high. 2:08 to go here in period 2. Chippewas send this the length of the ice. Now here comes Tolsdorf up left wing for Davenport. He's across that line to the outside. Puts on the brakes behind the net. He almost worked over Christopher Martin, but couldn't get by him. Now Jay Nadeau finishes the clearing attempt for CMU with 6 seconds to go. Blink and you'll miss it. The Davenport penalty, or power play rather, is over. So that Tyler Koth outburst doesn't hurt Central Michigan too much, but look out. A shot was lifted just wide by Simerson looking for his hat trick. CMU cannot get out of their own zone here. Owen Campbell was streaking up right wing. 1:20 to go here in period 2. CMU has been dominant in the second period. Here's Owen Campbell over the line. Now Baker, his shot, after he picked up the loose change in the slot, deflects something out of play. Caleb Baker, the man back there for Davenport. 1:08 to go here in period 2. A frustrating second period for Central Michigan. Rose scored at 7:16, and Simerson added to it on a 2-on-1. He elected to keep it on the right wing, and Lauren Jones, 2 goals he wants back in this one. Both of them coming from Simerson. He got a piece of the Simerson shot first time, or the second time around, and the first one Simerson beat him from 180 feet. 1 minute to go. Here's Camara, Clements' shot from the right point was skied high, and the rebound out in front, cleared though, and the Panthers will move out. Kiefer, his clearing attempt is Clements is sent into the wall. 45 seconds to go in the period. Long stretch pass, cut off though by Charlie. Hazel settle it down, trying to get it over to Clements, didn't go. Campbell up ahead to Connor Morgan, over the line, dropped it off. Panthers though doing some good defensive reconnaissance. They're able to work that puck free. Porzonik enters the zone there for CMU. His shot, he ripped it high. There was a little bit of daylight about the right shoulder of Greet, but it didn't go. 17 to go. And out come the Panthers. They'll send it down the length of the ice. Icing will be the call. So CMU has an offensive zone draw with 10:19 to go in period 2. .9 to go. The period right off the draw. Bottles couldn't get to it. Kielb has at the left point. Chippewas have got to get a shot off. They do. It's deflected into the slot. And the Panthers clear it out to neutral ice. A great second period here for Davenport. A downright dreadful one for CMU. They allow 2. And the second period continues to haunt CMU here through the latter half of this season. 15 minutes on the clock for the intermission. 3-1 the score. Evan Serra has the intermission report coming up next here on CCHN.
And we're back from Patterson Ice Center, second intermission report presented by SimageIceHockey.com once again. And folks, Central Michigan on the ropes finds themselves down 3-1 to these Davenport Panthers, who have played an excellent second period and capitalized on their chances. Central came out of the gate, looked like where they left off, getting the nice chances in front, making it hard and on Davenport's goaltender. But it just hasn't gone for them. It just hasn't. They're having a tough time finishing shots, missing the net. It's been a better game for them, but the second period was all Davenport, as at 7:16 Rose would score from, we believe, Ligris on 4-on-4 to make it a 2-1 game, and then not even 2.5 minutes later, Simerson once again from our player to watch, Salvador De Domenico, to score 3-1. And De Domenico, who we came in tonight talking about being a player to watch for his penalty minutes, shuts us up and gets on the board for his scoring as the PA blast here from Patterson Ice Center. It's loud. Point of the matter is, folks, this was not as good of a period for Central. They looked a little bit at times, as Reagan Cleves put it, sluggish in their own end, getting the puck out when they get to the chances. They wouldn't be able to finish on the second and third chances. And Davenport, credit to him, would finish the plays. Notably, that second goal was a rebound chance that second goal was a rebound chance from Rose that Central could not clear out of the zone. And then Simerson with a beautiful shot to beat Lauren Jones over the glove side. The fact of the matter is they got to find some sense of urgency. They're out shooting at 34-20, but this is, look, if Davenport is able to hold on here at home, this will be a monumental win for a team that has only 7 on the year, to CMU, who's trying to get into the national tournament. Notable players in that period I thought were pretty well were Nathan Bottles, Andrew Porzonic. They played pretty well. They had their chances, just couldn't finish. The second line has been struggling to get going, I'd say. Andrew Siraki's had his looks, as well as Isaac Gibbs, but like we said, it's finishing the plays and getting deep into the zone and making rebounds happen, and it just hasn't gone for the Chips. So let's see if they can muster up an attack in the final 20 minutes, which could lead to their season on the line right here from Patterson Ice Center. Reagan Cleves will have the rest of our out-of-town scoreboards. We will have an update for you on that Oakland and Lawrence Tech game, as there hasn't been a social media update. But in the next 10.5 minutes, I'd have to guess we'll get one. So we will provide you that out of the break, and go back to what Cleve's been doing the whole game, is calling a great solo effort here on play-by-play for y'all here on CCHN. So after 40 minutes, it's CMU trailing themselves down 2 goals, needing to muster an attack. They're not out of it yet. It's a close one, folks. But they got to have a sense of urgency coming up here in this third period. Stay with us. You're watching Central Michigan Hockey here on CCHN.
Third period just about to get underway here from Patterson Ice Center. But first, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Grand Rapids tonight falling to the Monsters 6-2 in their fourth of 4 games straight at home. They go 1-3 on the homestand. Saginaw earlier today beat the Guelph Storm 4-2. And the Detroit Red Wings collected their 5th straight win on yesterday against Calgary 5-2 at the Saddledome. The out-of-town scoreboard's at least 4 right now. We'll try to get a look at the NHL a little bit later on, but turning a look at this game, CMU has their work cut out for them here in period number 3. Lauren Jones has had some trouble with some shots in this one. He's struggled. I mean, he's played well. 17 saves on 20 shots is certainly respectable, but when your counterpart has made 33 saves on 34 shots, that is not going to win you a hockey game. CMU, their season, their national hopes on the line here for period number 3. A win against an unranked opponent is a must if you look to get to Boston. And right now, CMU is down to said ranked opponent. You gotta do some damage here in this third period. We're underway. Brendan Kill plays it out through neutral ice. He gets it back and dumps it in. 20 seconds gone here in the period. It's thrown around the boards across the way. CMU cannot keep it in, and it'll trickle all the way back to their own end. Long stretch pass knocked out of the air by a high stick, but Hayden Flynn touched it before Simerson could get to it. So that high stick was negated. Out comes Braden Keel, breaches the red line, dumps it in. Tolsdorf knocked it down though. And the Panthers move up left wing. Across that line left side. There's Dion. Around the outside of the wall, he's taken down into the corner there by Andrew Porzondik, doesn't go. Loose puck collected behind the net here by Nathan Bottles. A pass across there from Andrew Porzondik was intercepted easily by Caleb Baker. It was almost a tape-to-tape pass to him. Baker, D-to-D. The Chippewa zone to our left. They go left to right here in this third. Connor Morgan that's drilled from behind, and Brennan Martin perplexed across the way on the bench, wondering why the heck that wasn't a penalty. Nice shove to the back. Referees let that go once more. Look out. Here come the Panthers in a 2-on-1 to the near side. Oh! And Brown couldn't get a handle on it behind the net. And he is giving it to Clements. And it looks like, are they sending both of them here? They might be sending both, but yep. Both to the box. It's going to be Connor Morgan as well. He doesn't know he's getting a penalty yet. He doesn't even realize he's getting a penalty, and Morgan's going to go off here with Alex Brown. They got into a toss of the left wing corner. Morgan's asking the referee politely, why am I getting a penalty? And it looked like, to me, Brown was just giving it to Morgan, but in the end, the referee sends both of them off. 1:32. The time of the penalties. Morgan and Brown both off. $18-18 to go here in period 3. CMU in a must-win contest. This goes up and almost out of play, but settles down across the way. Eventually it's worked free here by Isaac Gibbs. Up the right wing, Brandon Clements, his pass across was intercepted, and now a tangle of bodies. Oh, Isaac Gibbs is in a heap at the point. He ran into Baker at the blue line. And now there's a Davenport Panther down behind the play. Isaac Gibbs coming up the other way for CMU. That shot goes up and out of play. But Aiden Dion is in a heap over on the Davenport bench. May have gotten speared or slashed in the midsection. I didn't see what happened, but it looked like an innocent play. And granted, I saw Dion go down. I didn't see what led up to it. Draw to the left of Greep. Here on a 4-on-4. Davenport wins it, but it gets right in the maroon and gold hands at neutral ice. Here's Andrew Siraki over the line. Lost the puck, and it'll trickle back out to neutral ice, forcing Siraki to come back out, while Christopher Martin stick handles at his own line. Fed it to the Kilb, who slapped it across the near side. Siraki, 1 minute to go on the coincidental Miners. Now Andrew Siraki getting into it with Tolsdorf across the way. Siraki turns and fires it wide of goal. 17:06 to go here in period 3. Davenport on their home season finale leads 3-1 over the number 17 team in the nation, CMU. Oh, look out! Stepping into the shot there was Kevin Crowley. Jones gobbled it up. 35 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Ever since CMU opened up this game 20 to 10 in shots in that opening period, Davenport has had 11 to CMU's 14. A much more even second period, at least in the shot clock, but Davenport now look out. Here's Bottles into the slap shot. That whistled wide, and we'll collect the rebound out at neutral ice. Look out, he's being worked over here by Hofstetter. Bottles eventually pinwheels. Oh, he tried to find poor Zondek on the left wing, but will go the length of the ice for icing with 5 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. But for CMU, you got to think a loss here tonight were things to stay the same would end their national tournament hopes. They're already on the outside looking in. This is a team that you should well beat. A Davenport team that, yes, is on a hot streak, but they're 7-19-1. The rankings only care about records. And Davenport not a very good team record-wise, though they have won 3 straight. Oh, look out, a shot right off the draw by Dion. And on the rebound, trickles in on Jones. He holds for a whistle with 1 second to go, but for CMU, yeah, you hope that you would come in and take the Davenport, but right now, you're having it taken to you. There's work to be done. 16-18 to go here in period 3. CMU got to think they have to score quickly to get back in this. We're back to a 5-on-5 as Morgan hops out of the box. Along with the Panther, and here we go. Left to right. Here's Porzon to go to the line for CMU. Splits the defense. He's got it right on his stick, and Greep was able to deny that shot. Sticking up the left shoulder and taking away the space above it. 16:01 to go in period 3. On the left of Greep. Greep looking for his 4th win of the season. The normal backup to Barrett Rosser, but the way Greep's been playing as of late, they may have found themselves a starter. Now Hayden Flynn battling for it. Chippewas were able to keep it at the line, but a miscommunication between Chapman and Porzonic led to a turnover, and Davenport clears it for icing. Fans, tune in tomorrow as the Chippewas celebrate their seniors in the regular season finale, hosting these same Panthers. Puck drop from Martin Ice Arena is scheduled for 4:30. Our coverage here on YouTube begins at 4:05, and it will include coverage of the senior night festivities. That'll all be right here on CCHN, as well as the 2 games coming up for the women's team this weekend. They take on Miami, looking to get to the national tournament for the first time in their history, as Davenport's back the other way. 15:26 to go here in the third. A shot from the point. That was blocked. Rebound. Comes back to the high slot. Another shot. That was blocked. Seidel out in front. Getting those two shots back to back. And he's a spin around shot by Simerson. As he and Morgan get into it. And there's some applause from the Panther bench. And Joe Seidel happy as a clam going off into the Panther bench. They're whooping and hollering across the way, but the demeanor on that bench, the antithesis of the Central Michigan attitude right now. As this puck goes up and out of play off the face-off, but CMU just doesn't seem to have a jump in their step right now. 34-22 the shots on goal, yes, but CMU has been outplayed the last two periods. Here's Miller over the line, trying to get past the defense, and he gets hit up high, maybe with a cross check to the face, but nothing. Here's Clements on the line. He's got two men with him. Nadeau in the slot, a shot, he ripped it wide. A golden opportunity for Jay Nadeau, but he can't come up with anything. Gibbs his shot from the left point, whistled wide. Clements kept it in, throws one on goal. Was denied. Puck comes up to the right point, held in by Clements. His shot was blocked there. No, by Rose. They once again go into the corner. 14:22 to go here in regulation. Jay Nadeau behind the net. Works it up top for Hayes. At the left point, lets a shot go well wide. CMU, all their shot attempts going wide at this junction. As Davenport will send us the length of the ice. Icing will be the call. And Davenport will be forced to keep that off the ice. 14:05 to go here in period 3. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard in the National Hockey League. Kings right now lead the Ducks 3-2, 11:18 to go in the third. Rangers trail the Oilers 3-4, and everything else is final. Blackhawks beat the Senators 4-3 in overtime. Islanders victorious over the Penguins 5-4, and the Wild knock off the Stars 2-1 in a shootout. All those games in the National Hockey League. We'll keep an eye on the rest as we go on. Kilb gets drilled up high. That looked like it might have been an elbow to the head. Corey Perry style, I think, back to the Winter Classic in 2020, but Panthers get away with one there. This one's cleared up. It took a cattywampus jump off the stanchion across the way, and will come back outside before Martin dumps it back in. 13:36 to go here in period 3. Reagan Cleaves in the call for you here from Patterson Ice Center. Right now unranked Davenport up on your CMU Chippewas. Oh, that one almost handcuffed Lauren Jones once again. He was beaten on a full-length shot by Simerson back in the first period to open up the scoring. That's going to be offsides on Davenport. As Fairfield couldn't clear the zone, but Lauren Jones is handcuffed by a couple of those long dump-ins. And that one almost bites him and makes it a 3-goal game. 13:12 to go. In regulation, CMU. This is a must-win game. And they win the neutral ice, and maybe they get something started. Andrew Siraki up right wing is knocked down, but it's picked up by Liziness. Stretch pass through neutral ice. Icing is the signal and will be the call. 12:58 to go here in period 3. Davenport not very happy about that, but right now, the entire left side of the CMU bench sitting down. Most of the same with Davenport, but Davenport has been a very good team in the first games of series this season. They've kept it close with Davenport, Michigan, all those good top 10 teams you see on the top of the ACHA. But for CMU, this is a game you have to have. Cannot stress it enough. On the outside looking in, number 17 of the nation. If you're looking to get into the tournament in a month, you gotta win, especially against unranked teams. Isaac Gibbs in the far corner. He's bumped off the puck, finds Jay Nadeau in the breakout. Jay Nadeau to the outside. Dumps it in. Around the boards, Owen Campbell to pick up. They'll just chip it down low for Kiefer. They'll pick it up and he'll send it to the near side. Nato scoops it off the half wall. Bouncing puck. Batted out in front. And into the hands of the Panthers. Up comes Rose. Brown will dump it in. 8 minutes gone here in period 3. This puck goes up and out of play and hit the back wall and came back out onto the ice across the way. 11:54 to go here in period 3. Davenport, the 6th seed in the MCHC West. CMU, the 4th seed, and right now Austin Ritter and Aiden Dion, the 222s, were about 2 feet off the back foot of the linesman on the faceoff at neutral ice. Certainly way too close from a 30-foot circle. 20-foot circle. CMU, though, able to get it deep off the draw, but Clements will just loft this one in, and Grape plays it into the corner. Ben Reichuk for CMU. The only goal scorer tonight for CMU. He's got points in 6 straight. Here's Hayes from the left point. A shot was blocked. Reichuk had been taken down. Puck was somehow kept in across the way. And a big hit across the way there on Connor Morgan. He's slow to get up, but the Chippewas look out. Davenport might have a 2-on-2. Dion will dump it in. 8:50 gone in period 3. This puck will come out, and chasing after it's Connor Morgan. Up the right wing, moves around his man, but he couldn't get quite a good enough shot off as Seidel came in and blocked that. Puck was kicked onto the stick of Andrew Siraki over the line. Lost the puck. Clements crunched to the boards at neutral ice. And Siraki will take it and rim it around the boards. Across the way, here's Hofstetter. Behind the net, Davenport. Oh, Andrew Siraki's lucky he didn't get a hooking minor penalty there. And this goes up and hits the rafters. We'll draw back in the Davenport end, but as we opened the show with, if you were with us then, CMU back where it started for them in the first game, the first season. They were here against Davenport, and it was a victory for Davenport as we have a delay in the face-off. Davenport only had 4 skaters on. Like a Porzondik to the back door. Siraki was denied by a spectacular left save by Grape. He has played so very well here tonight. And Siraki, the latest victim of a robbery at the hands of Grape. Davenport clears it down the ice, but last time they beat CMU was a 6-1 win here in Grand Rapids on September 28th, 2013. Now a stretch pass over the line, right wing. Panthers, they work it free to the back door. It's dropped off and sent just wide. Kiefer doing a good job on the forecheck. Now the loose puck to the side of the net. Braden Gill will pick it up. Tried to find Andrew Porzondik on the breakout, but instead it comes back out to neutral ice for Salvatore De Domenico. We're over halfway through period 3. Scoreless here in this third period, but Davenport came in with a 3-1 lead. Porzondik upended. And the puck comes to the near side for the Panthers. Isaac Gibbs in the corner. Trying to work it up to the point for Sam Camara, but it was tipped past him by Colin Fairfield. This, though, will go for icing against the Panthers with 9:04 to go. If you're looking for game reports, stats, schedules, and more, take a trip to CMishIceHockey.com. There you can find those and much more, including player information and recruiting information, apparel, and more. That's CMICHHOCKEY.com. 9:04 to go in regulation. CMU has 1 shot in this third period. Davenport's only got 3, but still, one shot through the first 11 minutes and change will not bring you back from a 2-goal deficit. A good hit by Owen Campbell, and that's going to draw a penalty. Of all the things to call, that's going to be a penalty. My goodness. Shane Ader's going to head to the box. Owen Campbell's going to head to the box. And now the referees are discussing this may indeed be more than just 2 minutes. (11:16). The time of the penalty to Owen Campbell. And now the referees are bringing the linesman in, and it looks they're bringing the linesman in that this may be more than just 2 minutes. We'll see if they change it here. If they do to a 5-minute major, that is a massive penalty. But right now, let's see. Scoreboard still says 2 minutes, but it looks like the referees may be waiting for something here. No, we're going to go 2 minutes. The time of the penalty. So an elbowing minor on Owen Campbell. So CMU, a must-kill penalty, down by 2 here in period 3. Up come the Panthers over the line. Left side, Baker chases it into the offensive end. Worked it free. Up at the left point, Hofstetter. Down the wall, he gets it back at the left point. Across, here's a shot through traffic. It comes free to the near side for Simerson. Leon Simerson up top for Hofstetter. He was able to keep it in. Slides it across. The Panthers move it down the wall. Behind the net, it's Dion from a sharp angle, denied. And I believe the net has come off its moorings, so CMU will be unable to change here. 7:57 to go here in period 3. This is quite the opposite of what we expected coming into this game. For CMU, you hoped it might be your 14th win of the campaign and your 10th straight against Davenport, but at this point, 7:53 to go, there's still time, yes, but you are not playing like you want this win. Oh, look out, a scrum in front of the net. Clements getting into it with Kevin Crowley. Now here come the Panthers on the power play. Liziness got it free to Crowley. Crowley top of the right circle to the near side. Crowley gets it back, steps in, feeds it across, one-timer. Oh, and Clements just took a swing at Crowley up high. Now Brendan Martin throwing his hands up in the air, and the Panthers just threw a central stick up to the right point. Keelan Baker's without a stick. A virtual 5-on-3 here for the Panthers in terms of sticks. Here's a shot for the high slot. That was blocked. It comes back up top. Another shot, rang it off the iron. Brown had a golden opportunity. Now a penalty coming up here. Lauren Jones is going to head to the box, and oh, look out. And the Chippewas are going to get a penalty as well. It looked like Brandon Clements threw his man down to the ice. And after it looked like CMU was going to go on the power play in 10 seconds, frustration gets the better of Brandon Clements, and the Chippewas once again have coincidental minors. And Devin talked about it in the pregame show. You had to let the other team take themselves out of it. And that's the fourth set of coincidental minors that we're going to see here. And the referees are talking again about what could be more than just 2 minutes for Brandon Clements. So right now they're taking the penalties off of the board. It looks like it might be offsetting minors. So we might remain at 5-on-4. 13:06 the time of the penalties. I know Charlie Hayes and the referees talking with Aiden Dion. It was Brendan Clements, and Aiden Dion was getting the original minor penalty, I believe, for a high stick on Brendan Clements, but then Clements body slammed Dion to the ice in WWE fashion, and that drew a second penalty from the referee. And here we go. Looks like it's just going to remain 5-on-4. So most likely rightfully so. And Clements, you can't body slam a man to the ground, and that's going to get you an extra penalty. But it's been a frustrating outing for CMU, to say the least, and it hasn't gotten any better. So 10 seconds left in the Owen Campbell penalty. 6:54 to go here in period 3. Now here's a shot there by Di Domenico. Interesting, they get Clements on a cross check. That would have gotten him on a roughing penalty, but in the end, it doesn't matter. As it is, Duke offsetting minors. Now look out, Owen Campbell, fresh shot of the penalty box, steps out in front, takes a shot up high, and yet that doesn't yield an elbowing penalty. Samuel end up dumping this puck up, or pardon me, Davenport will end up dumping this puck up and out of play. 6:32 to go here in period 3. CMU has 2 shots in this third period. Davenport has 6. Isaac Gibbs off the draw. He fed it out front, rebound. Jay Jim away at it in the crease, and it's covered by Greep. And a little bit of pushing and shoving, and Nadu has his jersey grabbed there by Aiden Dion. And the linesman, the referee, get in between the two. Nothing seems to come of it here, though, as the low official will skate back to his own end, signifying no penalty. 6:27 to go here in period 3. 3-1. Unranked Davenport leads the number 17 team of the nation, Central Michigan. A team they have not beaten since September 28th of 2013, 9.5 years ago. Nathan Models out at neutral ice ahead to Andrew Siraki. Over the line, left side. And they quickly turn it over. Here come the Panthers. Jared Kiefer up left wing. Throws it in on Lauren Jones. He's unable to make anything of it, as Jones directed it into the corner. Now here's Andrew Porzondik to the near side. Siraki across that line. A shot, low blocker, kicked away. Another opportunity for Porzondik, whistled wide. And the Panthers take it and deflect it down the length of the ice. 5:44 to go here in period 3. Davenport leads 3-1 over CMU. A frustrating game for the Chippewas here, and it continues to be so. 4 coincidental minor penalties that the Chippewas have allowed themselves to be taken off the power play. Oh, puck's free at the side of the net. Cleared up. Chapman kept in it, but a miscommunication with Baker as Baker turned to go into the zone. It goes off his skate. The Panthers get it back out to neutral ice before CMU returns to sender. This one's flipped ahead on right wing. Behind that, Osborne. Osborne puts on the brakes. Kyle Chapman in there for CMU. 4:51 to go here in period 3. A shot deflected wide to Jones. It's thrown out in front. Loose puck in the slot. It's chucked to the near side. Ben Reichuk ahead to Connor Morgan. He's across that line. Couldn't get past the defensive penalty coming up here on Davenport. Oh, and a misconduct penalty too. I believe it's Cameron Hofstetter who not only will get a hooking minor penalty, pardon me, it's Carter Osborne who's not only going to get a hooking minor penalty, but he has earned himself a misconduct as well. And that's a quick misconduct as well for the Davenport alternate captain. So he'll be sent off. The initial hooking minor penalty was coming to Davenport, and the fans here at Patterson giving it to the linesman, who was smiling as he came off the bench, and they're yelling at him, it's not funny, but he didn't make any call. So the referee's over to discuss matters with Phil Wendecker, the head coach for Davenport, and right now looks like Carter Osborne is going to get 2 minutes and either a 10 or a game with 4:35 left. So a chance maybe for CMU to get back in this hockey game. They're 0 for 3 on the power play this evening, but they cannot win the offensive zone draw. And Jay Nadeau left his feet into the corner. My goodness, a borderline hit by Nadeau in the corner. And the Chippewas get away with one. So a 10-minute misconduct to Osborne. 1:33 to go. He'll be out for the rest of the game. Here's Martin walking to the high point. Worked it down low to Morgan, battling in the corner. Campbell got it worked free. He gets it up to the right point. Gibbs. Isaac Gibbs, leading scorer from a year ago. His shot was blocked by Grebe. Now Owen Campbell's going to draw a penalty. Interference. The penalty on Owen Campbell. That's going to do it for the power play. And we're going to go to 4-on-4 again. .16 the time of the penalty on Owen Campbell. 2 minutes for interference. That'll put us on a 4-on-4 for another 1:09. 3:44 to go here in period 3. Davenport will have a 51-second power play at the conclusion of the 4-on-4. Sam Camara holds behind his own net. He's pressured into the corner. Got into it. And it's eventually worked out free. Here's Nathan Bottles, a 3-on-2 for CMU. Across that line right side, across for Hayes. He couldn't get a good stick on it. Hayes gets it back, spins around, a shot blockered away by Grebe. Rebound, Bottles behind the net. He was hauled down, and here come the Panthers on a 2-on-1. Alex Brown on the left side, saucers it across the way. Here's Kiefer in the corner. His pass out in front, intercepted by Andrew Porzondik. Chippewas can't get out. 3 minutes to go. Here for CMU, a stretch pass ahead, deflected beautifully there by Porzondik to negate the icing. He goes into the corner with Kiefer. Davenport moves down right to left in the white jerseys. Tolsdorf rims it around to the near side. 6 seconds to go in the 4-on-4 before Osborne's replacement will be freed, and there he goes. Davenport's on a power play here. Isaac Gibbs across the line. His shot was blocked. 3 minutes to go. Nadeau in the corner, couldn't get a hold on it. Isaac Gibbs applying the forecheck pressure for CMU. Now Jay Nadeau gets a shot from behind. That's going to be a penalty on Davenport, and here we go. So CMU will have an opportunity. Another power play, a cross-check call on Tolsdorf here. That, folks, might be the quickest penalty announcement you ever get from a PA announcer. Right as he's announcing something different, he has to announce a penalty from the official. We'll step aside, time out on the ice. Chippewas take a timeout, look to regroup here, come back, 1 minute, 30 seconds. They will have a power play after the 4-on-4 expires. 3 Club Hockey. And we're back here. Patterson Ice Center, Reagan Cleaves inside the broadcast booth here in Grand Rapids. 2:14 to go here in period 3. 30 seconds of a 4-on-4. 2 minutes on the Hunter Tolsdorf penalty. So we'll have 30 seconds of a 4-on-4 before Owen Campbell is freed. CMU 0 for 4. The power play tonight, but they've got 30 seconds before they get there. They're down by 2 to an unranked opponent in Davenport. The Panthers get it out to neutral ice. Jay Nadeau, his pass was just too far for him. This will be icing against CMU. 19 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. In the end, talking with Devin Serra during the break, it's not much to say. CMU just has not shown the light that they did in the first period. They had 20 shots in that opening frame, and since then they've had only 17 through 38 more minutes or 38 more minutes of game time. Quarter of a minute to go in the 4-on-4, and Jay Nadeau couldn't get it out. A shot there from DiDomenico goes wide. Christopher Martin plays it back. Sam Camara behind the net for CMU. Owen Campbell is out of the box. We're on to a CMU power play here. They're 0 for 4 tonight. Pardon me, 0 for 3. They're on their 4th. Here's Gibbs at the high slot, steps into the circle, lost the puck. Now, oh, wow, golden opportunity for Jay Nadeau, and he fanned on it. Look out, the other way, here comes Brown. He stepped around his man, but he couldn't get the puck. 1:14 to go here. You gotta think Lauren Jones is headed out of the net for CMU. There he goes. Brendan Martin signals for him to come. It comes back out to neutral ice. Lauren Jones had come out of his net, but had to go right back in as Davenport came the other way. Here's Isaac Gibbs up right wing to the outside. Lost the puck there to Baker, and it's sent the length of the ice. Davenport has 45 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go in the power play for CMU. Brandon Clements drops it off for Charlie Hayes ahead. Campbell over the line. Jones to the bench. Campbell comes in, and we have a too early line change on CMU. Whistled for illegal substitution. They deemed that the skater left the box left the bench too early, and that will kill any opportunity CMU had. So an illegal substitution, the draw is going to be at neutral ice. That is something I have only seen called in youth hockey. Tells you how rare it is. So Davenport now is going to call a timeout here with 32 seconds left. We'll step aside. Once again, 3-1 the score with 32.4 remaining. Timeout over Davenport. Right now up 3-1 on CMU, 32 seconds left. There's a chance, but a very slim one for CMU. They've got a power play for another 19 seconds. Tolsdorf still in the box. Davenport looking for their first win against CMU in nearly 9.5 years. Draw at neutral ice after that illegal substitution. Davenport wins it, tries to fire to the empty net with Lauren Jones. It doesn't work. Andrew Porzonik over the line, tried to pass, it didn't work. He's tied up across the way with Crowley. It comes free. Once again, Bottles behind the net to Porzonik. Stick handling, his pass out in front denied. 15 seconds to go. Chapman up to the left point. Power play over. Here's Hayes into the shot. Save the rebound. The Panthers get to it. Tolsdorf, the full-length shot will go wide and icing the call with 3.9 to go. Tolsdorf going for the shot. Davenport wanting the icing to have been called on the dot race, but it wasn't. 3.9 to go. In the third, draw to the right, or draw to the left of Greep, and it's tied up in the corner, and Davenport, for the first time since September 28th of 2013, has defeated the Central Michigan Chippewas, doing so by a 3-1 final score here from Patterson Ice Center. We'll step aside. Post-game show coming up next here on CCHN. 3-1 the final from Patterson. Stay with us for more. 3,434 days. The number of days since Davenport last beat Central Michigan, and that happened right here, September 28th, 2013. And Devin, it seemed like Central Michigan was out of this one from the start.
I wouldn't say from the start, but I would say the start of the second. I mean, CMU had a lot of good looks tonight. They had a lot of great chances in that first. They outshot this team 34-20 going into that third period. And, you know, it looked like everything was fine. You know, they were only down by 2 goals, a couple of unlucky bounces. You know, it's the way it goes, but they'll be just fine. They'll regroup. CMU, I think, didn't have more than 1 shot for over half the period. I mean, that third period, they just couldn't get in a rhythm. They couldn't get a clean outlook pass. They couldn't get going on the power play. The penalty kill, they'd suffocate themselves taking penalties. We saw in the second period the bench minor, and then we saw Owen Campbell take some penalties late, and Brendan Clements. That what they would have been on a power play. The same thing that's happened in the last couple of games. They would go to a power play, but a coincidental for conversation or an extra thing after the whistle. It's just sometimes like this team cannot get out of their own way, but it's more of the story is, look, credit to these Davenport Panthers. They outplayed CMU for 40 minutes, and credit to this senior group for these Davenport players that are down on center ice, kissing the ice, doing their post-game ritual, and as they should, because this is a massive win. Davenport hasn't beat CMU in, what, almost a decade? Yep. Over a decade, Reagan?
9.5 years.
It's disappointing for CMU, and I don't think anyone likes it. I don't think any of the players like it. And, you know, we talked about a little bit of soul-searching, right, after there was a head coaching change and that Grand Valley series and turning a corner. But tonight, they just didn't have the spark, and it wasn't what any of them wanted.
Yeah, and it certainly isn't what we wanted up here in the broadcast booth. And it seemed like it could have been a close game. It seemed like it could have been something similar of last year where CMU, yeah, they were down early, but they came back and tied it, and that Ben Reichuk goal seemed to spark something in CMU. They would outshoot Davenport 20-10 in that opening period, but in the final 40 minutes, Davenport almost outshot CMU. They ended up getting close to 30 shots on goal in that game. We don't know the final tally because they turned the scoreboard off so quickly here, but CMU didn't get over 40 shots in that game, which with a 20-shot first period, you would expect that to be easy to get 40 shots, but it's a struggle fest for CMU in the last 40. Let's take you through goal by goal. It was 2:15 in when Liam Simerson let a shot go from around his own left or right wing half wall and just sent it down the ice, and it looked harmless enough, but it went right in on Lauren Jones, and he couldn't handle it, and it went right through his 5-hole to open up the scoring. 2:15 in, and but Ben Reichuk tied it up. Less than 5 minutes later, on a nifty power to the net, he got around the defense after getting a stretch pass from Clements at the blue line, and he was behind the defense. He protected the puck to the outside and was able to slip it through 5-hole.
Yeah, you know what? Credit to Ben Reichuk, the senior from Granville, doing what he's done pretty much the entire year, and that's when he's been here. Give a spark, give some leadership. And it was a great move, forehand, backhand, got the goaltender moving. It seemed like he was one of those players tonight, when you see him out of the ice, he would fly. He would set the tone. He would be a good example. As far as that goes, you know, we don't want to delve into the negative too much, because I think that's stated enough, right? Ben Reichuk, a great effort tonight and a great job getting his line going.
Yeah, and for Ben Reichuk, I mentioned it on the goal call. That is game number 6 for him straight, getting a point that is not including that 5-game span he missed at the beginning of the second semester. But he has been a phenomenal asset for the CMU team, not only bringing the physicality back, but also getting his team fired up. And it did that for the last half of the first period, but it was all Davenport from there. It was Rose to get the second goal of the game at 7:16 before Simerson, less than 2 minutes later, would walk down the right wing on a 2-on-1 and kind of snap a shot on the short side, and it got the glove of Lauren Jones, but really Jones didn't get enough of it as it slips by him and into the back of the net to make it a 3-1 game for Davenport, and that is really all And that was all the scoring of this game.
Yeah, and really the Panthers capitalized on their chances. I mean, when they were being outshot, they would have a little 2-on-1 look coming the other way, and Simerson, one of our players to watch for a good reason. He gets this scoring going for this Davenport group where they don't always have it on all 3 or 4 lines they have. He was a benefactor tonight. He got the people around him. And how about Domenico getting an assist tonight? A player that we came in thinking, oh, he's going to take these penalties, got 88 penalty minutes on the year. He's going to be physical. He's going to get in a scrap. He didn't really do that tonight. Instead, I think it was the opposite. And yeah, you saw things get chippy late, but for Simerson, an excellent effort and leading a Davenport Panther group that from the start looked like they had something to play for.
Yeah, indeed. Davenport, their last game on home ice this season, and it pays off for them. They get a win for their seniors in their last game here at Patterson. But for CMU, it's disappointment on an hour-and-a-half bus ride back to Mount Pleasant for Domenico. That's assist number 5 and the only point number 6. So it's a big game for him here tonight. Keys to the game, let the other team take themselves out of it, get the seniors going and have fun. I don't think they did any of that.
Well, I will say this about, getting the seniors going and having fun, right? We love the game of hockey for all of the excitement, the emotions, the ups and downs. And that certainly was present throughout the beginning part of this game. But later on, it just didn't look like any of them were having fun. I mean, when things are going wrong, when you're not playing the way you want to play, playing in the system you want to play, it's not fun. But on the other side of things, look at how animated that Davenport bench was. I mean, they were loud and proud whenever CMU would get a penalty and go to the box. They would light it up. They'd let them know, right? And so I think you can see 2 sides of the coin there, having fun. And I just think for CMU going forward, yeah, they didn't accomplish the keys to the game. They took themselves out of it at times, rather. And the seniors didn't always get going. But, they got to find a way to have more fun. They got to go to their roots a bit, do a little bit of searching. Why do you love the game of hockey, right? Why do you love coming to do this? Why do you love this team? Why do you love this program? And I think that's going to be something they'll have to ask themselves tomorrow, because tomorrow's senior night. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow's a new game. And about 3 minutes, no pun intended, right? It's about 11:57 here Eastern time. The point is they just got to get back to having fun, and that's the point blank of it. Forget the rankings, forget the implications. Just go have fun playing the game of hockey.
Exactly, and taking a look now at our 3 stars of the game. Our 3rd star of the game, Ben Rydchuk, getting his 6th straight game with a point, the only goal scorer tonight for CMU. And then for Davenport, Cameron Greep, their netminder, his 3rd straight win, his team's 4th. He made 37 saves. If I'm doing the mental math right here tonight, he played very well in net for Davenport. And then Simerson with with 2 goals, the first and the last for Davenport here tonight. He played very well, and he gets our 1st star of the game. Taking a look now ahead on the schedule, both these teams back in action tomorrow. Central Michigan falls to 13-10, 2-2. Davenport improves to 8-19-1, looking for win number 9 come tomorrow. But for CMU, they're just trying to get that 14th point, make senior night fun, and end the regular season on a high note. We'll have that for you. 4:05 p.m. broadcast here on CCHN out of a 4:30 puck drop. We'll have all the festivities of senior night right here live on CCHN. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. At last check, we didn't get a chance to look at Oakland CMU. We did?
Oakland OTU, yes. That final was 3-2 in favor of Lawrence Tech. The Blue Devils hold on in the 3rd period. No more goals like this game were scored.
Yeah, indeed. And for CMU, that is a big game, because right now you're the home team going into that MCHC tournament. And if Oakland gets 1 point, I believe that's a different story, as they would most likely hop CMU, and they would be tied in points. I do believe they have the tiebreaker. Missouri State played Illinois State. We don't have a score for you on that one, but the Griffins lost to Cleveland 6-2. Guelph fell to the hands of the Saginaw Spirit 4-2, and the Wings will take on the Kraken tomorrow at 10:30. Before we head out, Devin, thank you so much. It was kind of disappointing not having you on the broadcast, but as fun as they are,
I'm here right now,
I know. I'm talking color, and it's always a fun time having you on the broadcast. But thank you so much for stepping in and working camera for us and doing what producing we had. We know it's not the result you wanted, but we thank you all for sticking with us through this game, and good morning. Oh, I've wanted to say that all year. I've been wanting to say that all year.
Earlier this year.
We did.
Past the midnight game. Which one?
I thought that was last year.
No,
I thought that was last year at home.
It might have been last
I don't
year.
know.
Are you talking
Anyway,
2022
good
or
morning.
2021 last year? I don't know what you mean.
Well, that'll do it for us this evening/morning. We'll be back tomorrow at around 4:05 for senior night when Central Michigan finishes out their regular season against the Davenport Panthers. Until then, I'm Reagan Cleaves for Devin, Sarah, and everybody else here at CCHN saying so long from Patterson Ice Center in Grand Rapids, Michigan, as the Central Michigan Chippewas fall the Davenport Panthers by a final score of 3-1. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night, everybody.